Evening VC. Starting to see some of the year-end videos going on. I probably won't get to mine till hell, maybe even the first week of next year. We'll see how it goes, but I'm trying to get as many of these inbound videos done before the holiday. So this might be the last one. We'll see. But some heavy hitters here, so buckle up. First record is Brian Brown, Bells Make Me Sing, on the Aya Recording Records label from Australia. Of course, an original. I don't think it's been reissued. And I don't recall the year on this. What, 79? I think is when this was recorded. And the seller in Australia emailed me, and he was interested in why I was looking for this record. I've been looking for this record for probably 5 or 6 years. And he was involved in the recording of this album somehow. I forget his name. Anyway, this is not like Carlton Street, which is the funkier end of things from Brian Brown. This is more on just the straight ahead jazz deal, but fantastic. Brian Brown on soprano sax, flute, pan flute, synthesizer, tam and bells, with a cast of Australian characters. This guy here pretty quick from Australia. I was very impressed. First time ever ordering from there. Finally pulled the trigger. I'd been waiting to see if a copy would end up in the States, and it just never happened. And it's funny, Van Psychofunk just showed this record a couple of videos back. He got it in too. He had to fly it in from Australia as well, so not an easy one to track down, unfortunately. But a great jazz record. It was in my top 10 records to try to find. So there it is. Next, you know I'm on this ESP disc deal, so that's you're gonna see a lot of these coming in. Burton Green Quartet. This is a stereo original. I can't remember the year on this either. 1966, I think. Marion Brown featured on this, but Burton Green's a great piano player, plays the piano harp on this as well. I'm not familiar with many of the other musicians other than Henry Grimes on the bass. But another ESP disc OG, and I don't recall where this one came from. Next, I got a VCLT package from Bill at the Vinylverse. Fantastic. Thank you, Bill. And I don't know anything about these records, so I'm really excited to spin these this weekend. Collab and Embera Ensemble. And this was recorded in the Mauritanian desert in 2017. This is just beautiful packaging. And if this is anything like Tinariwen, I'm going to absolutely love this. So, I mean, it's got a really cool gatefold. It's on yellow wax, I believe. It comes with a really nice booklet. I mean, look at this dude. Look at this dude with this guitar. I mean, that's crazy. There's a bunch of stuff here that it comes with. Yeah, it's on yellow wax. Really nice piece of wax too. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm all in for here, but very nice record. And I think Carlson also got this record from him. Definitely going to be in his wheelhouse. Carlson's who introduced me to Tinariwen. So there you go. And then also in the package was this Norwegian band Krokofant on Rune Gramophone, which is a great label. I know Mazzy's shown this. Guitars, vibes, saxophones. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And the thing that's great about room gramophones, they come with a CD, so I can play this in the car as well. You're the man, Bill. Don't let anybody tell you different. Next, more ESP disc. Sonny Simmons, Staying on the Watch. This was a big one. Not an original. Those are well out of reach for me. But this is a Japanese press on the orange ESP disc label when Japan reissued some of these later on down the line. In, 1978 they reissued this. This sounds incredible because it's a Japanese pressing with Sonny Simmons. Just a fantastic player. And this is interesting. It's got Barbara Donald on trumpet, which is a highlight. The two of them playing together is absolutely fantastic, and I don't have anything else I can think of with Barbara Donald, with her on an album. That's the great thing of ESP disc. A lot of musicians got their start on ESP disc. I'm reading the book about that, as you know, and so that's a nice one. There's another Sonny Simmons I need still. Next, we have more ESP disc, the Fugs' first album, and this is this album was originally released on Broadside, I think, on that label, but reissued by ESP disc. They have a song called Boobs a Lot on this. 1965. Yeah. And this came as a bonus. This original poem book written by Ed Sanders, who's in the band. And it's called A Poem from Jail. And this is a City Lights publication out of San Francisco. City Lights books, which Mazzy talks about all the time. So I thought that was a really cool deal from that seller. I think the seller was in Southern Oregon. But yeah, Freak Folk, anti-Vietnam band. Very cool. More ESP disc. Next we switch over to some punk stuff. Millions Dead Cops. This is a 82 pressing on R Radical Records. I got this from RPM in Iowa, and lucky I got it when I did, because they've had to close the last day or so because of the crazy storms going through that area. I hope everything's well out there. I know it's not, so it's crazy. This is it's got all the inserts and that's what the record looks like. R Radical, a really cool label. This is a really good deal too. So I grabbed that from them. And it's got these paper inserts. Just old school punk records always had the crazy inserts. And it's got the lyric sheet with words. So yeah, great punk band that I didn't have any records of. Sure, I saw Vinyl Rich show this a long time ago and had it noted to pick up if I ran across it, and there it was. Next, we had a show here in Charlotte Monday night at Snug Harbor, and I've been going to Snug Harbor for years, and usually you just walk right in. This is the first time I've ever stood in line at Snug Harbor. It was Negative Approach was the headliner, and then there were 3 other bands on the bill. One got added late, and I forget the name of the first band, but they closed with playing Motorhead. That was cool. Ace of Spades. And then the next band was Militar, and they were pretty good. And I think members of Militar are also in Mutant Strain, and Mutant Strain freaking brought the house down. Oh my god. And I got to hang out with their singer after the gig. She is cool as shit. 26 years old, gets up there and just screams bloody murder. Love it. Lots of energy. The guitarist is absolutely killer. They're the best punk rock band here in town for sure. Guitarist freaking blew my mind. Even had some riffs that reminded me of Five Times Down, the band I roadied for back in the 90s. I had to tell her about it. I was like, and the crowd was riled up in there. It was crazy. But I supported them. I picked up a t-shirt from them and their promo cassette, Epic Punk Shit, which they did in a bunch of different colors. This is on yellow. Yeah, Mutant Strain, What's Next? I usually don't buy cassettes, but this is $5. T-shirt was 10. I mean, cheap merch. Also very punk. Very cool. So picked that up from them, and I put some video up of Mutant Strain and of Negative Approach. Negative Approach are a bunch of old fogies out there still bringing it. And I supported them as well, picked up the hat, and they were selling some records, oddly enough, at their merch table. Just had a bin of records. And so I picked up Cro-Mag's Alpha Omega. This is a reissue from this year on Back on Black. Very rarely see originals, so I just grabbed this. Great thrash hardcore band from New York City. That's what went down at the show. And then last but not least, this arrived from Sorry State Records of all places. They purchased a collection that belonged to Miss Viola McLean, philanthropist from here in North Carolina and an activist. Quite a story with her, and she had a hell of a record collection, and they still have some of it for sale. But I picked up the Sitar Genius of Nicole Banerjee. It's a U.S. original pressing from, I think, 68, I can't remember the year. Freaking beautiful. I recall Teddy showing this years ago, and his records rarely pop up. He didn't do many records, but he played for the love of playing. He didn't play for fame like Ravi Shankar. So difficult to find, and this was cheap, but it belonged to Miss Viola McLean, and they gave you a card explaining the whole deal. Half of the sale of this record, the money, goes to supporting graduates of Pinecrest High School in North Carolina and helping them with funding towards going to state college and universities, which is really freaking cool. And it says here on the card that she liked to get into good trouble. Very cool. Beautiful record. Absolutely fantastic sitar. And tabla too. I love the tabla. I like the tabla more than the sitar even. Yeah. Fantastic. And so yeah, just kind of pumping these videos out. Got to keep them going so that I don't get too far behind, so that I can do my year-end extravaganza videos. And I'm sure Andrew Tales from the Crate will have a, I don't know, whatever he does every year deal. Well, we ain't seen him in a while, but hopefully he'll do the list. It's a pain in the ass, but I hope he does the list. Vinyl tag or whatever it is. Hope you're doing good. Peace.